You ever notice how a woman will give you one tiny signal, just one, and suddenly your entire world feels unstable? You rewind the moment 100 times in your head, trying to understand what it meant, wondering if you imagined it or if she really meant something deeper. And here's the part you were never supposed to realize. Sometimes that single signal is the exact moment she gives herself away, long before she'd ever admit it out loud, because women don't fall all at once. They slip in fragments. And if you know how to read those fragments, you'll understand she's already chosen you long before you even decide if you want her back. Men think attraction is obvious, that she'll confess, chase, or declare it. No, women are far too guarded for that. Too many have been hurt, disappointed, or taken for granted. So instead, she reveals her interest in small, precise, almost invisible behaviors, not gestures meant for the world to see, but signs slipped through the cracks of her control. And if she does the things I'm about to tell you, then you don't just have her attention, you already have her. Whether she admits it, hides it, or runs from it, her psychology is already leaning in your direction. It starts with her subtle shifts in energy. A woman who hasn't chosen you stays calm around you, polite, neutral. But when she has even a hint of emotional investment, her nervous system gives her away. She might touch her hair, adjust her clothes, breathe a little quicker, or change her tone without meaning to. These aren't flirt moves. These are involuntary responses. Her body is reacting before her mind can control it, and every time she adjusts herself around you, she is subconsciously preparing to be perceived by you. That's not attraction. It's interest that has already rooted itself inside her. Then comes the second sign. Her curiosity changes. A woman who doesn't care keeps conversations short, filtered, measured. But a woman who is already invested asks questions that open tiny windows into who she wants you to be. She wants to know how you think, how you react, what you desire. She studies your patterns, not because she's unsure, but because she is already imagining her place inside your world. Women don't research men they don't care about. They research men they're already emotionally tied to. Even if she barely shows it, she's watching everything. And here's the sign that exposes her more than anything. She softens around you, not weak, not submissive, soft. Her guard, her sarcasm, her distance, they all bend just a little when it's you. Her voice becomes warmer. Her eyes linger for an extra second. Her walls feel thinner, not because she trusts you fully, but because she wants to. And a woman wanting to trust you is the biggest psychological giveaway she has. Women don't soften for men they don't choose. Their softness is selective, rare, and precious. If you see it, even once, you've already crossed the threshold in her mind. But here's the twist you never noticed. When she chooses you, she doesn't move toward you at full speed. She shifts into what women do best, testing your emotional strength. Because she's not just asking herself, do I like him? She's asking, is he safe to want? Can I desire him without losing myself? Her sudden distance, her pauses, her hesitation, they're not signs of disinterest. They're signs of fear. Fear of choosing the wrong man, fear of misreading the moment, fear of giving her heart where it won't be protected. And if she's struggling between pulling closer and pulling away, she is far more invested than you think. And that's the point men rarely understand. When she does these subtle, delicate psychological shifts, she's not thinking about whether you like her. She's thinking about whether she can afford to like you more. And that's when you know she's already yours. You want to know the moment a woman stops evaluating you and starts feeling you? It happens when her mind begins creating emotional meaning where none was intended. You say something simple, something normal, maybe a joke, a comment, a small compliment, and she holds onto it longer than she should. She replays it, analyzes it, wonders why it affected her more than she expected. This is one of the first psychological giveaways of a woman who has already chosen you in secret. When her mind assigns emotional weight to your smallest actions, she has already crossed an internal line she can't fully reverse. Men often assume a woman will tell them when she cares, but women are raised to hide their desire, not display it. They've been taught that showing interest makes them vulnerable, easy to read, easy to hurt. So instead of revealing her feelings, she reveals her patterns. and those patterns betray her far more honestly than her words ever could. For example, her attention changes. Not the obvious kind. This isn't about texting you nonstop or giving you fast answers. No, the deeper shift is in the way she notices things about you that other people overlook. Maybe she catches your micro expressions. Maybe she pays attention to how you speak when you're tired or frustrated. Maybe she remembers tiny, insignificant details you mentioned once and forgot about. That level of attunement is not accidental. Women do not emotionally track men they don't want something from. Her mind is already prioritizing you, even if her mouth denies it. Another unmistakable sign is the emotional micro-jealousy she tries to hide. She won't show it directly, but you'll feel it in her energy. The slight shift in her tone when another woman's name comes up. The way she pulls back when she thinks someone else is getting too close to you. She won't confront it because that would expose her. Instead, she observes, studying your reactions, measuring your loyalty before you ever agreed to give it. Women feel jealousy before they admit attraction. It's one of the clearest indicators that her emotions have already invested themselves in your direction. And then there's her patience. Not the polite, surface-level patience. I'm talking about the type of emotional tolerance she does not extend to just anyone. If you make a mistake, a woman who doesn't care about you will move on quickly, coldly, decisively. But a woman who already feels something for you will try to understand first. She will look for your intention before judging your action. That softness isn't weakness, it's emotional preference. Her patience is selective, and if she gives it to you, it means she sees value in you far beyond what she shows. But the most powerful sign, the one men overlook the most, is the emotional quietness she enters when she's around you. Her usual mental noise, her defensive thoughts, her internal calculations, they slow down. Women rarely find true calm in the presence of men. It's not because they're dramatic, it's because they're always evaluating, always sensing, always protecting their heart. But you? Somehow, without trying, you quiet her storm. She feels safer in your presence than she intended. She feels seen without exposing herself. That quietness is not accidental. It is the emotional yes she hasn't spoken aloud yet. And you know what scares her the most? You haven't even realized the effect you have on her. She's already built an emotional world around you, one she hopes you won't shatter. A world where she pictures what it would feel like to trust you, to lean into you, to love you without fear. She won't say it, won't show it, won't confess it. But her behavior is already confessing for her. If she does even a few of these things, you don't just have her interest. You have her heart trying desperately not to reveal itself too soon. There's a truth most men completely miss. Attraction isn't just about what a woman does outwardly, it's about what she cannot control. And that's where the real signals hide, in the cracks between intention and instinct. You'll notice her voice changes when she's around you, not consciously, not because she wants to seduce you, but because her body has already decided you're significant. Her laughter lingers longer. Her words carry a subtle warmth. Even her silence speaks volumes. She isn't performing, she's slipping. And that slip is the proof that she's already leaning towards you psychologically, even if her lips deny it. Men obsess over chasing women, convincing themselves that action equals attention. But the women who matter don't reveal themselves through constant pursuit. They reveal themselves through consistency in small, almost invisible ways. The way she prioritizes time with you over casual distractions. The way she remembers details you forgot mentioning. The way she shares thoughts or feelings she guards from others. These are not favors, they are clues. They are her way of saying, without words, you are already in my inner world. And if you notice, you gain insight into the psychology that has most men blind. Another sign to watch for is her emotional risk-taking. Women are hardwired to protect themselves from disappointment. They don't give affection freely to men who aren't worth it. But when she allows herself to share a vulnerability, to ask a risky question, or to admit an insecurity in front of you, she's already chosen you. That level of exposure isn't casual. It isn't flirtation. It's a subconscious declaration. I trust you enough to risk disappointment. If she does this, even sparingly, You are not just on her radar. You are central to her emotional map. Then there's the way she tests your boundaries. This isn't about games or manipulation. Women test to measure stability, to see if a man can hold his ground while still showing care. The way she challenges you, lightly, indirectly, isn't resistance, it's selection. She is probing your character, your patience, your consistency. And when she circles back after every test, maintaining connection despite minor pushes and pulls, it's a clear psychological pattern. She's invested, and she's already mapping how she fits in your life. Subtle mirroring is another indicator. If she unconsciously mimics your gestures, speech patterns, or moods, it's because she's synchronizing with you on a deep psychological level. Women do this only with men who matter, not casually, not for fun. This alignment is her way of tuning into your energy, of mentally rehearsing life alongside you. When you see it, you're witnessing attraction that has passed conscious choice. It's instinctual, automatic, undeniable. And here's the most important part, the part that shatters the illusion men cling to. When she's already invested, she doesn't need to constantly prove it. She doesn't text you every hour or announce her feelings publicly. She doesn't create drama to test you. She just is. Her actions, small and measured, are louder than words. They exist in the spaces between moments, the fleeting touches, the softened gaze, the emotional patience. If she does these things, she has already done the hardest part. She has already allowed herself to care. She has already let you in. So many men fail to see it because they are waiting for grand gestures, explicit declarations, or dramatic chase. But attraction, real attraction, doesn't need to shout. It whispers. It shows up in the details, in the instincts, in the subtle softening of a woman who has already chosen you in her mind and heart. If you can read those signals, if you can understand the psychology behind her subtle shifts, you gain a power most men never even notice. The power to recognize love before it's spoken, and to respond in a way that deepens it, rather than breaking it. There's one behavior that separates women who are casually interested from women who have already decided, deep in their minds, that you matter. She prioritizes you without announcing it. Watch carefully. She will remember things you forget, send messages that are thoughtful without being forced, or show up in ways that make your life easier without making a show of it. These are not manipulations. They are silent admissions. Women do not expend effort on men they don't secretly value. When she does this consistently, you are no longer just a part of her day. You are part of her internal ecosystem, whether she admits it or not. The next thing to notice is how she shares her world with you. A woman who hasn't decided yet keeps her inner circle tightly sealed. She shows you curated glimpses, polite interactions, surface-level stories. But when she begins to let you in, letting you meet her friends, sharing small personal anecdotes, or showing parts of herself she usually hides, she is signaling trust. And trust is never casual. Trust is a conscious decision layered over subconscious desire. She is already imagining you in her life, even if she isn't ready to verbalize it. And if you understand the signs, you recognize that she has already invested mentally in you long before you ever felt her commitment. Another psychological giveaway is emotional synchronization. You might notice her moods subtly align with yours. When you are upbeat, she lights up. When you are serious, she softens. Women rarely mirror men they have no attachment to. This alignment isn't deliberate, it's instinctual. Her brain is evaluating how compatible she is with your emotional frequency. She's already mapping how her presence complements yours, and the deeper the synchronization, the stronger the subconscious bond she's formed. At this stage, she's not thinking about choosing. You've already passed that threshold. She's thinking about how she can maintain it without losing herself in the process. Now, consider her protective instincts. When a woman is already invested, she doesn't just guard herself, she guards you. Not in a possessive, controlling way, but in the subtle ways she ensures your space, energy, and emotions are respected. She becomes attentive to threats, small or large, to your time, attention, or well-being. These are subconscious behaviors. They happen before she even thinks about whether it's appropriate to act. If she does this for you, you're not just noticed. You're valued on a level deeper than words can convey. She's chosen to let you matter. And here's the sign most men fail to understand. When she's already committed in her mind, she tests not your chase, but your self-possession. She watches how you handle absence, uncertainty, and your own life priorities. She wants a man who can hold his power while still showing care, someone who doesn't crumble under subtle shifts or emotional pauses. The tests she throws are not traps. They are calibrations. She's determining if the world you offer is safe enough for the one she already wants emotionally. If you respond with calm, consistency, and integrity, you confirm what she already knows, that she made the right psychological choice. Finally, watch for the subtle vulnerability that surfaces without permission. A woman who has already chosen you will let her mask slip at moments she cannot control. Glances that linger, fleeting touches, or words that hint at feelings she hasn't fully admitted. She doesn't do this for attention. She does this because her subconscious is trying to connect with yours, trying to reveal what her mind and heart have already concluded. If you can perceive these moments, you see the truth that most men never do. She has already decided, quietly, privately, and irrevocably. This is the paradox men must understand. The louder she is about denying interest, the more meaningful the tiny signals become. The smallest gestures, the unconscious shifts, the micro moments of softness and attention. They are the proof that she's already leaning in. And if you can read the psychology, if you can decode the subconscious admissions hidden in her actions, you will recognize that you don't need to chase. You need to hold steady and match her depth, because she has already chosen you in ways most men will never see. Now let's reveal the final truth that most men never grasp. A woman who has already chosen you does not need to tell you. Her words may mislead, her actions may seem casual, even distant, but her mind and heart are aligned in ways that are invisible to those who lack understanding. The key is perception. If you can read the microsignals, the subconscious nudges, and the subtle psychological shifts, you hold the map of her attraction before she even admits it. That map is powerful because it reveals not just her feelings, but the path she has already set toward you. The moment she prioritizes emotional safety over appearances, she has already decided. Notice how she softens her defenses, just slightly, around you. How her eyes linger a fraction too long. How her laughter is warmer when you speak. These are not accidental. They are the involuntary confirmations of a mind that has already accepted your presence as significant. Men look for grand gestures, but the real truth hides in the quiet, almost imperceptible spaces of behavior. That's where psychology exposes what words cannot. She also begins to align her world with yours. Her actions, small, deliberate, and thoughtful, show she's thinking about compatibility and emotional resonance. A woman who hasn't chosen you doesn't go out of her way to integrate your reality with hers. But a woman who has already decided, she does, in ways so subtle most men overlook. She will remember the smallest details, anticipate your needs, and shift her behaviors unconsciously to harmonize with your life. This isn't obsession. It's the mind and heart pre-committing to connection without announcing it. Then comes the testing phase. A woman who has emotionally chosen you will test your strength, patience, and consistency, not out of cruelty, but out of necessity. Her hesitation, her pullback, her questions are all psychological probes, calibrating her confidence in you. She wants a man who can handle her depth without breaking under uncertainty. If you notice and respond with grounded self-possession, patience, and integrity, you confirm the choice she has already made subconsciously. Your stability becomes the anchor that cements her quiet decision into conscious desire. One of the most revealing signs is the unintentional mirroring of your energy. She doesn't do it on purpose. It's instinctual. She subtly reflects your gestures, your moods, even your rhythm in conversation. This alignment signals that her subconscious has already accepted you into her emotional world. Women rarely mirror men they don't value. The deeper the mirroring, the more she's already invested without saying a word. That is the proof of unspoken choice. Proof you cannot manufacture, only recognize. Finally, notice the micro moments of vulnerability she cannot fully hide. A fleeting touch, a gaze that lingers, a word that slips before she can control it. These moments are whispers of truth. They reveal what she has tried to contain: her attraction, her trust, her emotional commitment. A woman who does these things has already crossed the most crucial threshold. You don't need to win her over. You need to perceive, respect, and mirror the depth of her choice. If you do, the attraction deepens naturally, effortlessly, and powerfully. Now I want you to try something. Think of one small moment you've noticed from her, one subtle behavior, one microsignal that might have seemed meaningless. Multiply that by her attention, her alignment, her vulnerability. That is the equation of hidden female psychology. Awareness times alignment times vulnerability equals her choice. Type your answer in the comments below. Share your story. Let's see if you can spot the signs she's already given without saying a word. And if this video opened your eyes to the psychology women rarely reveal, hit that like button, subscribe for more insights you weren't supposed to know, and share this with a friend who needs to hear the truth about attraction. Because once you see the signs, the game changes. And understanding her mind, that's the ultimate power.